Hey, Christy Mattoon here with Mind Rewire. This is hopefully going to be a really short one. Somebody just asked me this question, and I was like, oh, that's a really cool question. It's kind of profound. And so I want to tell you the question and then tell you how I answered them. Their question was, what is the number one thing you have to do to truly change? The number one thing. What do you think it is? And she rifled off a list of stuff, and none of the things that she said even clicked in with me. So what do you think you have to do to truly change? Which means forever, right? Once it's done, it's done. The changes set in, you are set to go. What is the number one thing? So she was telling me things like you have to have a practice, which is true. I mean, you're not going to get very far if you don't practice whatever it is you're trying to do. To truly change, you have to I'm trying to think of the words that she used. You have to be able to understand what it is you want to do and what you need to do, which is true. It's not the number one thing though, is it? The number one thing in my head, I'm just going to tell you, the number one thing in my head to truly change is that you have, and she said this too, she goes, you have to have a belief system about what you want, right? The belief itself has to be correct. The belief part is where we get hung up. Okay, so in my head, the number one thing that you have to truly change is you have to be able to let go of your beliefs. Not change them, let it go. Quit trying to believe something about yourself. What would happen if you said, okay, all of the things that I believe about myself, I know to be false at this point, even though I keep living by them, I'm trying to change the belief, and what happens every time I change the belief is I find myself in another pattern or issue, right? Something else starts happening. The belief itself, or the idea that you have to have a belief, is part of the problem. If we can let go of the belief, and I have other videos on this too, if you can let go of your belief system, period, who would you be? What would you be? That's a good question. That's the number one thing that everybody struggles with in truly changing themselves, is swapping out their beliefs. The belief isn't what's going to get you there. It's not. The number one thing that will get you there is the way you feel, because the feeling is what drives the physiology. The belief does not drive the physiology. I can swap beliefs in and out all day long and believe this and believe that and change my mind and make something else up and do another thing and tell another story. And all of those things are important, and it's probably the path you have to go through. If you can get yourself from zero to I don't need a belief, be inside yourself and just feel, who would you be? What would you be? Comment below. Thanks for being here.